Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to Prof. Kamarudin and all. Today I will give the overall reflection for problem 3 during the online mid-semester. So stay tuned. So before I start, my name is Rohani from Team 4. So basically, we have to analyze the feedback control system of pure maternal column. So for this problem 3, all we have to do is problem 3A and problem 3B. As usual, all we have to do for stage 1 is PRPI individually and as a team. So for individually, I've gathered information from the process control book, third edition, and also internet, and asked some of my friends from another sections and also my teammates do the problem restatement and problem identification for this problem 3A. And for problem 3B, I've also done the same method to list out the individual PRPI for problem 3B. After that, you have to come up with team PRPI for both problem 3A and 3B. So for problem 3A, we have come up with the learning issue, which is feedback control system analysis. As for problem 3B, the learning issue is stability analysis for feedback control system. So as a team, we discussed through WhatsApp first, and by sending our individual PRPI, and then we discussed through the WhatsApp and listed out what is our care, what is our end, and what is our learning issue. And then we compile our PRPI into Mahjong paper online, which is Google Jamboard, as instructed by our professor, and then one of my teammates submit the picture file of our Mahjong paper online. For me, this stage is not so difficult, as we only have to gather what we know, what we need to know. So the stage is done without a hassle. After that, we moving on to the second stage, which is we have to do the peer teaching notes for individual and as a team. So for this stage, I found it a bit difficult because we have to do research by books or internet or asking friends, but we also need to understand what is actually the feedback control system analysis and what is the stability analysis for feedback control feedback control system. I actually didn't really understand what I have wrote in my notes, but some groups have done their presentation on this problem, which is the first team in every cluster. Basically, for this problem, we have to do the cluster presentation by Google Jamboard, but I didn't really understand what is going on with the discussion because it is not a face-to-face interaction. I prefer it to be face-to-face interaction so that I could understand more and ask questions on the spot to the lecturer if I don't understand a single thing, or I can ask my friends on the spot as well. But when we discuss through Google Jamboard, it's quite blurred and it's very quiet because we only can move the cursor and correct the mistake we have, but I also don't know what is correct and what is wrong. So I just wait for my teammates to do the action, and later I ask them. It's a little difficult for me to understand the subject, the topic, because it's quite new for us to learn the stability criterion, root analysis, feedback control system, and their behavior, and we cannot understand by only referring to the books or internet. We have someone to explain it. And then our professor instructed us to do cluster presentation by video, and the one who have to do that is the first team of each cluster. So our group is excluded in this task, so we only wait for the team that in charge to explain to us the peer teaching notes that they have provided in the video. From this, I'm a little bit understand only for the the explanation part, and I don't really understand on the calculation part, especially the stability criterion analysis and the root and other calculation. So I asked my teammates on how to do the calculation, and they explained to me. Actually, I still don't understand how to do the calculation. After reviewing again the cluster presentation, I could say that even I could not understand the overall subtopic, but I could understand the concept of this feedback control system analysis and stability criterion analysis for feedback control system. And then we're moving on to the last stage, which is to do report. For this, my team have to do video on how to do the calculation step by step for problem 3A and 3B. So, firstly, only two of my teammates know how to tackle this question because they asked other friends to solve this problem, and I and my other team actually didn't know how to start the calculation. After the two of my teammates done the calculation, they explained to us, and then I and my friend finally understand how to do the block diagram, the stability analysis criterion, the root analysis, and so on. And then we help to do the video of the report together. So overall, that's all I can reflect about problem 3. For me, this problem 3 is very difficult task for us because most of the topic was not familiar, and we have to do research and review the video presentation to get more understanding about this problem. I also found it difficult to do the online class for this problem 3B because internet connection is not as strong as in UTM, and other consequences that disturb me to finish this task on time. So it's very regretful that I couldn't contribute more to my team on this problem because I only could catch up in the last minute since the topic is so difficult and confusing. But as I review the videos and review again, I finally understand and could get what it meant by the analysis of this feedback control system and also the stability analysis by doing more exercise. That's all from me for the reflection. Selamat Hari Raya and maaf zahir batin, and bye.